Hey guys, welcome to my channel if you're new here. If you guys saw my other video about how much my life has changed, you know that I now have two puppies. So I started out with Lainey, this beautiful girl right here. She's now 4 months old. I've had her for 2 weeks. And yeah. And she's very sassy. She's definitely the boss. She definitely thinks she's an alpha. And she's the biggest pig I have ever met. Like, I know beagles are food hounds, but she is crazy with food. Like, if there is a wrapper around, like an empty wrapper or something, she will go nuts. Okay, you want to get down? You want to get down? And then, just a few days ago, I ran into this guy. And I just couldn't resist. Just look at that. How could anyone resist that? How could anyone resist that, Ham? I've named him Hamilton. So it's Hamilton and Elaine. Lainey is now 4 months old. He's 3 months. I think they make the cutest pair. They're getting along great. He's a lemon beagle. So they're both beagles. He's just the sweetest little thing. He was sleeping too, and oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Oh, I know. I'm sorry. They're like, why? Why did you wake us? Why? I'm so sorry. You guys have 2 beds for a reason, though, you know. So yeah, so these are my 2 babies. They're like my children. I've only had Hamilton for like 3 or 4 days now, but I love him so much. It was love at first sight with both of them. I was only planning on getting 1 dog, but it was just love at first sight. It was with both of them. It was like, I just knew I was meant to have them. And I just knew that this is where my life was going, and this is what was my destiny for now, if that makes sense. When I got Hamilton, I was really nervous. I'll do a whole story time video on this because I kind of freaked out, kind of made a fool of myself, kind of made myself look crazy as hell for a little bit there. My eyelash is like falling off. But the reason why I was so freaked out was because literally, if you Google raising 2 puppies at once, you will get nothing but people telling you, do not do it, do not do it, do not do it. It's the most horrible thing ever. All kinds of horror stories. It is crazy. Like literally, I did so much research online about it, and everything was against it. I even posted on Reddit, and I got like 30 replies, and literally every single person was, first of all, extremely rude because I have full bred. So I'm like this horrible evil demon now, even though I didn't even, it's just the way it happened. I didn't go look for them. I didn't go to a specific breeder, you know, looking for full bred pups. Like, I didn't care. Like, I don't care if they're purebred or not, you know. But, so everyone on Reddit was so rude. But they all told me that I am making a huge mistake, and that I should not get Hamilton. It's a huge mistake, and I'm a horrible mom to Lainey for even thinking about getting a second puppy this soon, and that I need to concentrate on Lainey, and if I don't do that, I'm gonna ruin her, and just all this horrible stuff. It was as if everyone was trying to scare me. But then I talked to Lainey's vet and multiple other vets that worked in the same office, and the vet assistants, and several trainers from like PetSmart and Petco, and you know, just a lot of different people who are in this profession, and they all told me should be fine. Like, it's going to be a lot of work. It's going to be like triple the amount of work, but it should be fine. So for those of you who don't know, why they say don't raise 2 puppies at once, the biggest reason is litter mate syndrome, which is basically where they get so attached to each other that they completely ignore the owner, and then they also can't be separated. They get so stressed out and just have such horrible separation anxiety when they're separated. They also just say that it's just too much work, basically, and that it's impossible to train both of them, and it's impossible to get two well-trained dogs that are bonded with you and are healthy and confident, whether they're alone or together. So that's why they say don't get two puppies. And while I think that is completely true in some cases, probably even a lot of cases, I would say. Like, for example, if there are two puppies who, say, go to a pet store together, and then at the pet store they're there for like 6 months before someone buys them, and the whole time in the pet store they're in the same cage together, they're brother and sister, they're in the same cage together, for that long, you know, those two animals are probably going to have littermate syndrome. But at the same time, you have to wonder, like, is it fair to separate them just so they don't have littermate syndrome? You know what I mean? But anyway, that's a whole nother thing. So I also think if you got a brother and a sister or siblings from a litter, they have a very high chance of getting littermate syndrome. I think it's possible to not have that happen, but basically what I'm saying is, of course, there are cases where it's a lot more likely. However, in my case, where these are two puppies from two completely different litters, and I had Lainey for 2 months first, so me and Lainey had already built a bond. She already knew basic training. She's pretty much potty trained. It's just that since I live up 10,000 flights of stairs, I don't take her outside to go to the potty every time. So she uses puppy pads, but she knows to only use the puppy pad. She knows how to ask to go to potty. She knows how to sit, lay down, shake. I'm teaching her to sit pretty or beg. She knows how to touch and different things like that. So for her, she already has, you know, a decent handle on her training. We already have a bond built. She's been here for 2 months. She's comfortable. And then he comes in. It's totally, I think it's totally fine. So far, the past 4 days or so, they've been getting along great. They have had a couple fights here and there, but nothing serious at all. Just over like toys and stuff. And they both show me a lot of love still. Lainey used to sleep in her own kennel before Hamilton came, but some nights I'd take her out and she'd sleep with me. It just depends on how tired she is, if she's willing to settle down when she's with me, because a lot of times, you know, you take them out of their kennel and they want to play. But now that Hamilton's here, she'll still sleep with me. Like, it just depends how hyper she is, just like it did before. My bond with her hasn't seemed to change at all so far. Of course, it's still only like the 3rd or 4th day, so things do need to calm down a bit. They are a bit too hyper when they're around each other, but I'm confident that will happen. I see no problems in the future with training them both. So if you're looking to get 2 puppies, I would say maybe don't do litter mates, but wait like a month or 2 months after your first puppy, unless you're willing to put in the work. Litter mates are going to be, okay, if having 2 puppies that are a couple months apart is triple the work of 1 puppy, litter mates are going to be like a million times the work. Like, it's just going to be so much work, because you're literally, I would recommend don't get litter mates unless you have someone else that lives with you that can spend separate time with one of them, and you guys can keep them separate for most of the day. Because that's really the key, is keeping them separate. For this situation where I had Lainey for 2 months, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take them on separate walks. I'm going to train them separately in the beginning until they both are at the same level training-wise. Have them sleep separately, have them eat separately, and then other than that, play together during the day. If you have litter mates, though, that came from the same litter that are siblings, I would suggest literally only letting them be together for 2 hours during the day, and that's it. So it's a lot of work either way. But basically, if you're looking, I mean, I'm not a professional in the situation. I've only had 2 puppies for a few days, so it's just my opinion. But I don't think, you know, anyone should be too scared to have this happen. I do think a lot of people go into getting a puppy and they don't realize how much work just one is going to be. A lot of people don't realize that it really is a lot of work. There are so many animals that get turned over to the Humane Society and animal shelters because people can't potty train them. And I just think that is the most ridiculous reason ever to give up an animal, because you can't potty train it, or because you can't train it, or it has some sort of behavioral problem like digging or barking or anything like that. I think anyone who would give up a dog for one of those reasons is a horrible person, because those are so fixable. They might not be super easy to fix, but in the grand scheme of things, they are easy to fix, you know. Every dog is going to take a little bit to potty train. Like, you know, for a beginner, for someone who's a novice puppy owner, it might take you a few months to potty train your animal, but it will happen. You just can't give up, and you have to be consistent. You have to realize how much work it's going to be. You literally have to watch your puppy at all times, 24/7. It is a ton of work, a ton of work. If you work or something, you need to have someone come in and watch your puppy while you're at work, or at least come in and check on them, like, you know, every few hours or something. It's just so much work. So I think a lot of people get into it not realizing the work. They think, oh, siblings, how cute, they're gonna grow up together and be so cute, and then they don't realize this tremendous amount of work. In my case, though, I'm fine with the work because I have no life. Like, honestly, I have no friends. I'm off for the semester. I have absolutely nothing to do. I have no social life. I have nothing. So this keeps me busy, having to watch them 24/7 and clean up their poop and train them and, you know, teach them and whatnot. It keeps me busy. It gives me something to do, and I honestly love it. I don't mind the work at all. Sometimes it gets annoying, sure. Like, Hamilton has rolled in his poop like 6 times, and on the carpet, where it was smashed into the carpet right after I shampooed it a couple times. So it does get annoying and it does get frustrating, but in the grand scheme of things, I honestly love it. I think it's great. I don't mind the work at all. I expected this much work. It's exactly what I expected. I knew what I was getting into. Even though I am a novice puppy owner, I did enough research to know what I was getting into. And the work is my least concern. I am not concerned about the work at all. My concern is training them both and bonding with them both. I want to have a strong bond with both of them, and I want to be like the pack leader. I want to be integrated into the pack, and I want to be the pack leader. I want to be pretty much their main focus. Well, like, I want them to love each other, of course, but I want to be that main focus for them. So basically what I'm going to do is I might vlog, or I might just make periodic videos like this where I talk about the progress I'm having and what I've been doing to sort of give tips to anyone else out there who is trying to raise 2 puppies at once. If you have any questions or anything, you can ask me. Feel free to leave a comment, let me know. If you have any suggestions or anything like that, let me know. Just please don't attack me for having a full-bred puppy or for having 2 puppies at once or anything like that. Everyone has different views. I get that. Again, I did not go purposely purchase 2 purebred puppies. And I'm avidly against puppy mills. I'm avidly against backyard breeders. My opinion is everyone should rescue a dog. If you're looking for a dog, you should rescue a dog. Everyone needs to look into that first. But if not, and you actually have real good reasons for wanting a puppy or for wanting a specific breed, I see no problem with going to a breeder as long as it is a responsible and ethical breeder. There are responsible and ethical breeders, but they are just very few and far in between, and you have to really look and really do your research to find one. So I'll keep doing little periodic videos like this, telling you guys how it's going and what I've been doing, if I have any tips, anything like that. If you have any questions or any suggestions or want me to do a video on anything, let me know in the comments. Please like this video if it's at all helpful to you, and subscribe if you want to see more. And other than that, I really don't know what else to say other than that I honestly love my life right now, and I'm so happy I got 2 puppies. I am happy, though, that I waited, you know, because like I said, I wasn't going to get a second dog till Lainey was a year. So I am happy that I didn't get 2 puppies at once. I waited 2 months and then got a second one, but I still love it. So But anyway, thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope no one attacks me for my views in the comments. And other than that, have a great day.